Hi BirbSquad, how's it flapping? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ryan. My birds, what are y'all doing? Hey, come up here. Thank you, at least there's one. This is Yoshi, my yellow-side green-cheeked parakeet, also known as a conure. Dude, this whole video is about you. You wanna come up here? Close enough. This is Popples, my Quaker Parrot. If you guys want to be a part of the strongest flock here on YouTube, go ahead and peck the subscribe button down below to become a member of the BirbSquad. Yeah. So ever since I made that beginner parrots video where I kind of just recommended a few of the different species, kind of ranging from like smallest to biggest, on different parrots that I recommend, whether it was like small parakeets, certain conures, whatever, I have been asked a lot on why I didn't include Quaker Parrots in the mix, especially when I have one, and you guys know that I am super close with Sir Poppleton over here. If you guys are looking into getting a Quaker Parrot, here are some reasons why you may want to reconsider. Introverts and one-person bird only type of birds. Not that there is anything wrong with a beginner parrot owner having a Quaker Parrot that has an introverted personality. That's not the problem. That's not really an issue. It's just something to consider. Like if you have small children that, you know, are wanting to be a part of having the bird along with you, or heck, even if you're like a single person and you live like a very social life, friends are coming in and out of your house, whatever, that could be a little much for a Quaker Parrot, and more than likely, they're not going to be too fond of this. If you're wanting this ultra super goofy bird that's kid-friendly, non-problematic, maybe a Quaker Parrot isn't fit for your lifestyle. Now, Quakers are still a flock animal, so they do have the potential to be very, very social. The difference is watching their behavior in the wild will kind of give you an idea of how they would react in captivity. Like Quakers, naturally, they build huge nests and like colonies of other Quakers. They have like Quaker friends helping one another out. Kind of how Popples is too. Like he fits the general statements of his species. And that's kind of how Popples is too with the rest of us. Like he's fine with my family members. He's good with just hanging out, coexisting. But at the end of the day, it's only me and Yoshi that can really bond with him, that he really prefers and really enjoys like touching him. Wanting another bird in the future. This can kind of be difficult if your first bird is a Quaker and you know eventually like, I want another bird in the future. Quakers are very territorial, so if you're bringing in a new bird in his territory, near his food, his toys, oh heck no. But if you're patient, you're careful, and you know what you're doing, it can definitely be done. Territorial, loud, and destructive. Yep. You may go over to their food bowl one day, and it's all good. But the next day, you may touch their food bowl, and Burbzilla comes out within them, and, well, it looks a lot like this. It's their instincts telling them what to do. Their brain, everything's telling them like, okay, I'm a Quaker, this is how I react. And it's not necessarily their fault. It's just their first instinct on how to handle the situation is defend what's theirs. As far as being loud, yes, they're not macaws, they're not cockatoos, but they're still very loud. Now, I will say, if they're just like hanging out with their toys, eating some food, hanging out on your shoulder, they're not typically going to be loud. They chatter a lot. That is healthy for a Quaker. They chatter a lot, and that's typically not too loud. What makes them loud and what makes them potentially very, very, very loud is their calling calls. What makes them loud is their calling calls. Whew. That is, okay, so like when Popples is looking for Yoshi or for me, like if we leave the room, he will sometimes have like a little clingy, where'd you go, where are you at little fit, even if it's for like 5 minutes. When they bond with a certain person or a certain bird, they need to know where you're at all times because they don't socialize very much with other people. They find who they like and they stick with those people. If you leave, oh my gosh, it's just the end of the world for them, right? So that calling call can get pretty loud. I I know everyone has their own definition of what's loud. My husband is very sensitive to loud noises. That's a little loud for him, but just typical Popples hanging out. Oh no, he's good. And honestly, you guys, a Quaker Parrot's loud scale is definitely the loudest that we would ever go with owning a parrot. Destructive. Quaker Parrots are chewers. They need plenty of toys to shred, to forage. Otherwise, they will find things to shred and chew on, and I don't think you're going to like what they choose. They can chew up your doors, they'll chew up your lamps, they'll chew up your couch. They need constant, like, mind-stimulating things to chew on. I know it sounds like a simple solution, like, why are you mentioning this? I'll just get them a bunch of toys. And they get their mind, like, fixated on something like that couch. They'll chew it nonstop. Like, when their brain is focused, they're like, I need that couch, I need that couch. And that's what they focused on. That's what they need to destroy, you know, because they're BirbZilla, right? So just keep that in mind. But again, if you know what you're doing, if you've done a lot of research, dude, you can do this. But just keep in mind, it can be frustrating and overwhelming for a beginner owner. So for a beginner parrot owner that's just kind of getting their feet wet in the parrot world, it can be a lot really quick to kind of and try to learn how to deal with. If you don't figure it out and stop it as much as you can, or at least control the situation as soon as possible, those behavioral issues are just going to develop and more and more and more and more and escalate, and you're sitting there the next day going, oh my gosh, what have I created? A BirbZilla. Quaker Parrots are finicky little boogers. One minute they can be fine with you, patting them and this and that, and like being all little Mr. Cuddly Pants, and then the next minute they're like, ha! Attacking you, and you're sitting there going, what the heck, where did this come from? And you're sitting there going, what's your problem, man? Like, you were fine with this earlier. And like, I've given Popples the nickname, like, my little grumpy old man, because he's a grumpy old man. It's like you're constantly trying to find ways to compromise with your parrot. It's like, okay, you know, how can we coexist, compromise on the situation, pick our battles with this bird? Because some things, yes, you're just going to have to let go. But then others, you're like, okay, I need to stop this before it escalates into something much more. And that is overwhelming to anyone, really, not just a beginner parrot owner. So it's something to really think about. Of course, I mean, it's fine with me. You guys know I love Popples. And I know if you ended up getting a Quaker Parrot and you don't know what to do with it, I'm sure you love the guy. You wouldn't be looking up YouTube videos if you hated the dude, right? Let's be real, you guys. When you hear the word parrot, what comes to your mind instantly? Bright, colorful, they talk, they do tricks, they're goofy. That's the things that first come to mind when you think of parrot, but it's so much more than that. And I know that now, but maybe as a beginner parrot owner, you don't really think about those kind of things, and I don't blame you. And yes, Quaker Parrots do have the potential to talk. I thought that was a really cool added bonus when I was looking into getting a Quaker Parrot, but he still hasn't talked. He'll mimic sounds, but he hasn't said any words. So it's not a guarantee that when you get a Quaker Parrot, he's going to talk, because that's definitely not the case. And obviously, I still love Popples to death, whether he talks or not. It just, at the time, I thought it'd be a cool added bonus, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a parrot to talk, just don't let that be the only reason. Duh. Generally, a beginner parrot owner doesn't think about all these other things attached. That's why it's up to us to help others and bring up these concerns, bring them to light so people know. And and obviously, the more prepared you are on having a Quaker Parrot, the more likely things are going to be fine. Things aren't going to catch you by surprise, if you know what I mean. People get on to beginner parrot owners and just drag them to filth. Well, you should have done your research. You should have done your research. You can be the research for someone else. If you can help someone and kind of like, hey, I don't know if you're aware of this, but da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you can be the research that that person needs and that person needed to hear. So I don't understand why bird people or animal people in general feel the need to like tear beginners apart. That's why I think it's important for, you know, people that like me that clearly experiencing a Quaker Parrot, I tell you what it's like and some concerns that I think a lot of beginner parrot owners would have with Quakers. And I feel like this species is oftentimes seriously just misunderstood. I say this loosely, but just to give you somewhat of a comparison, I feel like Quakers are kind of like the pit bulls of the parrot world. They've got this bad rep, but in reality, they can be such sweethearts. They are a hardy, strong species. If you raise them right and work hard to understand their language and how to coexist happily together, you will be just fine, I promise. And to be honest with you guys, I'm closer with Popples. Oh gosh. He heard me. I'm closer to Popples than what I am with Yoshi. That does not mean Popples is my favorite. That does not mean that I don't love Yoshi the same way I do love that. I love. It doesn't mean. Oh gosh, he hears me. I'm so sorry. That doesn't mean that I don't love Yoshi. Feel like our personalities match better. Like, I'm the extrovert to his introvert, you know? And I just understand Popples. And I don't know, I just got a soft spot for, you know, these big old teddy bears that act big and bad, but really they're just needing some love. Yes, this video is not intended to steer anyone away from a Quaker Parrot. I just want everyone, especially beginners, to be aware of what you may be getting yourself into, because I don't feel like Quaker Parrots fit that typical, like, parrot stereotype that you hear a lot, and all these little descriptions like, oh my god, they're so bright and colorful. Mine looks like a fruit roll-up. It's a headstand on my head, and then it goes and catches me my dinner. Quaker Parrots are completely different from what you typically hear about parrots. I have spoken to a few kids that have Quaker Parrots, and that was their first bird. I've spoken to families that have Quaker Parrots. Heck, I'm a family with small kids that has a Quaker Parrot. It can be done. It is doable. You just need a lot of love, you need a lot of patience, and you just gotta learn their language. So if you're still interested in Quaker Parrots, I do have other videos. I even have a playlist dedicated to a Quaker Parrot and how I've resolved a lot of the issues that we've had and how I work with him to coexist happily, and our bond is super strong, and I love that. So check out that playlist if you're still interested. I've got other stuff going on that I really think that'll help you out. You guys want a bird that you can have such a strong relationship with, that's cute and could be so cuddly because he's a big old teddy bear, and the potential to talk. You will have this lifelong friend in a Quaker Parrot. Like, I mean, come on. And look how cute he is. Seriously. Quakers can be the perfect bird for you. Alright, Burbs, that is it from us today. BirbSquad, if you have or have had a Quaker Parrot, please comment your experience in the comments below. For people that are just kind of perusing on by, looking up some information on Quakers, and they find this video, please leave your experience in the comment section down below. Whether you agree with me or not, tell me what you think about Quaker Parrots in the comment section below. Alright, Burbs, that is it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to flap that like button. Don't forget to peck the subscribe button down below to become a member of the BirbSquad. Chirp at me and my socials, both Instagram and Twitter, are both at Victoria Ryan. And if you're a gamer Burb, you can follow me on my Twitch. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, BirbSquad. Really, Yoshi? Yoshi, really? Yoshi, you're in the way, sir. Excuse me. Here, like, Yoshi, must you, like, steal my spotlight all the time? Okay, what if I scoot, like, right here in between y'all? Yoshi? Because I have one, and obviously you guys have seen... Excuse me? Really, boys? Yoshi? Really? If you're wanting